Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to answer a question. I sometimes get people that will ask me, how do I take my pictures of my artwork? What kind of phone do I use? Well, I don't use a phone to take the pictures. Now I am using the phone to record the video, but I use a Canon R50 mirrorless. It's kind of I guess it's the entry-level camera of the mirrorless. So let me show you. So that's what I'm on, and I use a 50 millimeter lens. They call it the Nifty 50. And today's project is going to be this abstract painting. Now this abstract painting is on paper, and it's crooked. It's a little warped and out of shape. But here is the challenge. This here. Let me get this set up right here. I need more tripods, obviously. This right here, it's on an angle, because this abstract painting is on an angle. It's on a stand in there, and it's kind of tilted back a little bit. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get that as close as you can if you don't have an angle finder to get the angle set right. So to start off with, I'm always in manual mode with my camera. I'm in manual focus. You see my shutter speed is 1/125. My f-stop is 8, and that is very sharp on this Canon 50 millimeter, especially indoors, well lit. 5.6 is actually really sharp too for other projects. And my ISO I have set at auto, and it's at 100. And my exposure is up around 1, which is okay. Sometimes I like to underexpose my photos and just pump them up, but for all purpose today, this is going to be good. So the reason I set this up the way I do is because I focus stack every single image that I shoot. And not much, we'll just do 5 shots of this. But let me show you how we get this angle. All right, so being in manual mode on your camera, in manual focus, we're going to adjust this in. There, now it's focusing absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go into a different screen and get all the information off the screen here. If we go to the bottom right hand corner on our camera, we're going to see that it's still in focus, and that is the closest point to the camera. From the painting to the camera, that is the closest point on the bottom corners, because it is tilted back. Okay, so if we go to the center, it's still in perfect focus. If we go to the top right, it's still in perfect focus, and the top right and left corners will be the farthest distance from the lens. And this is important. This is important to know when you're focus stacking, because it's like a movement. You know, you want to adjust forward, forward, forward. We're just doing it a little bit differently. Now to the top left, you'll see that is now white and is now not in focus. So what is so close that if we just barely tap it, it'll go into focus. So we want to check this. We'll do it again. Bottom left, closest point, focused. Bottom right, closest point, focused. In the center, focused. Top right being the farthest away. Top left. So we know now, with all 4 corners being in focus, that the angle is set almost perfect. Okay, that is about as close as you're going to get without an angle finder. I use the rule of thirds. So on this left side, you can see that it's straight up and down. Okay, that's good for when we go to crop. Here on the side, this side, you'll notice that the distances between the line on the rule of third to the edge of the canvas or the edge of the paper is about right too. That's the closest we can get. So when we're going to set up a focus stack, we want to do 5 shots. You always want to start with the closest point to you. So we'll go ahead and take that shot. We'll do one on the right corner. We're going to run in a star pattern. Center. And now we'll do one on the top left. Top right. So we set up 5 shots for the focus stack. So if this was, let's say, off, and and let's say you're way off, you would have to adjust the tripod to the left or to the right, to adjust the angles until you get that in all 4 corners set. If we go to our info, you can see here that the horizontal is absolutely perfect. It's completely level. See the green here. On this bottom right here, this is vertical, and you'll see that it is on an angle. And you would adjust certain aspects of your tripod, to get that. So that is pretty much done. And now we're just going to take the files, and we'll take that over to the computer, and I'll start recording over there, and I'll show you how I focus stack these, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick edit, and then I'll be done. And that's how I take my photos of the artwork that I like to create. So I will see you in just a few moments. Well, hello and welcome back. This is the second part of the video on how I edit my photographs on my artwork. So what I've done is taken the images off the SD card, and I put them in my computer here, and we're going to open these up in Helicon Focus. So what I do is I just select the images, and I drop them in, and I let it do its thing, and then I will select them all, and down here I use method B. Method B has always worked really well for me, and I get the best results with artwork from method B depth map. Method C is really good too, but it's primarily designed for really deep stacks, large image, lot of images, man, 100, 200, 300, and so on. That's when it really does its best job. Method A, well, I never had any luck out of it. Okay, so one of the things that you see me do here, what I've done, is I didn't do any editing at all. And I never really do anymore, because I could drop these files into Lightroom, and I could do all the editing to them, and then run it through Helicon, and it will be the same for me. I don't see any difference. So I just go ahead and do it this way, and well, let's get started. So we're going to render them all, and let it run and do its thing here. These are all CR3 raw images, so it is going to take a moment. It shows you some progress up here. Helicon is really, really good, man. And I just went ahead and re-upped for my 3rd year. Yeah, right here I got 362 days left. I literally just the other day re-upped it. Yeah, check this out, man. It's really working and doing its thing. Very nice. So I'll tell you what, I don't really even bother to use the magnifying glass anymore, because I'm going to see if I have any problem. I'll see it in editing. All right, so now that that's focus stacked, we are going to save the output, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG, and we're going to save it to the desktop. High 100%. So check this out. This happens only when I export to JPEG. When I export to TIFF, I don't see this warning. And I've looked it up, and it just says it's a format. Just weird, man. I don't know. I can't get no answers out of it. So we're done there. So let's go ahead and get out. This is our focus stacked image, and I'm going to open this up with Lightroom Classic. If I can find it, check this out. There's Adobe Lightroom. That's mobile stuff. All right, well, let's just go ahead and open up Classic and we'll import it in. And here it is. Let's go ahead and import. And we'll develop it. Okay, here is our developed image. Our imported image. See, so we're talking about the angle of how this was shot, because this stand here is on an angle. And then we talked about how the rule of thirds along the sides here would aid in reducing the amount of adjustments and crops. Let's see how good we got. Obviously, you can't really get no better than that. That's really close. We're off here a little bit, but man, I tell you, pretty good, pretty close. Let's see if we can just tweak it just a little bit. That's pretty good. We'll crop it right below that tear line on the paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our development here. So we can raise up the exposure to about 0.30, and actually let's see if we want to go just a little bit higher, maybe 0.40. I don't want to lose any of that watercolor paper color, that I don't know what to call it, that kind of off-whitish color. I think it looks nice. I don't really mess with a lot of contrast. Highlights, I do like to bring them down a little bit, bring a little bit more detail out. The shadows, sometimes I raise them, and in this case here we'll just do +10. The blacks, I do like to crush the blacks. Texture, yeah, we add a little bit of texture, about a +20 on these. On the watercolor paper, I use about a +20. Vibrance and saturation, you know, I rarely ever touch these. Everything comes out of the camera. For me anyway, with the lighting that I use in that light box, it's pretty good. I don't see no need to touch the colors. But what I will do is sharpening. I don't like using like super resolutions. I don't like using on one has it's called AI tack sharp. I don't like using that either. I just like to manually sharpen everything. So I will bump this up to about 80, and I'm masking about 40, and that generally gives me a very sharp, very sharp image. That is absolutely fantastic. We're going to enable the profile, and it's the Canon R50, and the lens is going to be the EF 50mm. There it is. All right. So there are a couple, now that we've got the raw part of this done to what I think is acceptable, I'm going to remove a few things. So one of the things I wanted to get rid of was some of this run here. I didn't like the way that looked too well. And I'll go ahead and get rid of it here too. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint over that. I didn't like this spot right here. We're going to get rid of it. These lines are okay with me. Not too sure if I like these here or not. Let's go ahead and try and erase them out. These are actually, I'm pretty sure, thumb marks. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's see if we can clean that up. So let's go ahead and remove it. So it's going to remove the area using AI. AI is built into everything, especially when it comes to Adobe products. Well, I guess they really are everywhere. I mean, what is that? Luminar, it's AI. On1 is AI. Adobe's AI. I guess they're all AI now. So we could take a look at the job that it did. I'm pretty happy so far. This is kind of weird here. We can go to heal and see if we can clear that up with the healing tool. No, that doesn't look good. That looks absolutely terrible. Yeah, I don't like that. So let's go to let's get rid of that. So let's try one more time to erase this part here out, because I didn't like the way that looked too well. This right here, this little shading is going to be acceptable, at least for this image. Let's try and get rid of it. I've also met a lot of people, especially in the last year, that will not use Adobe products or any editing software that uses any type of AI and stuff like that. I'm not sure what they use for. Oh yeah, they use raw therapy for their developing, because it doesn't have AI tools. That's how dead set they are against AI. I don't have a problem with AI. I just don't think it has much of a place in this stuff here. Let's see what we've done here. Okay, well, for all, that's going to be acceptable for me right now. And I would consider this image to be about done. If we were going to do anything, I might raise the vibrance, and I don't normally do a lot of that. Yeah, it turns it too yellow. I'm just going to leave that alone. I just picked up this spot right here. I don't really like it. So let's just tap over that. Maybe that needs to go there too. Let's go ahead and remove these, and we'll just call this image done. And I think that's going to do it for me. Let's go ahead and export this. It should already be set to JPEG, and it is. So let's go ahead and export it. We're going to use unique names. And that's it. I'm going to remove the photo from Lightroom. Here's what we get under preview. See it, I like it. I can live with this image. Yeah, that works. Well, folks, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. That answers like the biggest question I get is, what do you use to take pictures of your artwork, and what kind of phone do you use? Well, I answered all the questions. I don't use a phone. I use just a regular Canon R50 mirrorless entry-level camera with an entry-level 50mm lens. I use Lightroom. Pretty pretty basic to what a lot of other people use, I guess. All right. Well, appreciate you watching, and you folks take care.